So I haven't been on here in a while, is me. And I had a fake Jesus who came and was really working for, these Illuminati folks. And convincing me to take off my FBI evidence. And what God said was, if they wanted it, they would have saved it by now. If you need it, I'll save it for you somewhere else. And so the thing is, my husband is being held hostage in Lee County and consistently threatened with incarceration at the Marceno Motel. And so he's calling me and trying to extort me on behalf of Crooked Carmine Marceno and bail bondsman, telling him he needs to have an ankle monitor because he's not paying his fines. And so he got a job with a company that ships ice all over. And because they suspended his driver's license because of those fines, he's not able to work. And so he was in a truck with a man who was arrested, I believe, by ICE, which is ironic because it was an ICE truck that they were driving. And so now he's stuck in Sarasota, and he's been without food for 2 days. He went to the American Red Cross, and there was no assistance. And so now he's at large among the homeless and abandoned his stuff at the bus station in search of food. And I placed a call, ironically, to Amy O'Donnell, who had my video taken down. Apparently exposing her as an agent sent directly by Trump, right? Because she worked for Goodman McGuffey, based out of Atlanta, but she worked out of the Sarasota office. And I noticed today this number I didn't notice before, because when I called to expose her and she answered the phone, I called the Atlanta number, 941-953-4411, and I asked for her, and then it rang to the Sarasota number. But what I didn't notice is that I had this written down, 314-814-4212, for a cell phone number, so I left a message there for her. And I don't know if Miss Amy is even still around. And so who would have answered the phone? But what I noticed was that it had this 314 area code, which was St. Louis. And so Miss Amy was most likely sent from St. Louis, where we came from, me and my ex-husband, when I was driven out of the town in 2020 for being a whistleblower at the presidential elections. You remember that, Mayor Borgemeyer? And you all chased me out of town on the rail, and I had no idea my ex-husband was upstairs hacking me the whole time. And that he was working with this company, Mytech Industries, for 25 years. Filled with Masons and felons like him. And Mytech Industries became a subsidiary of Berkshire Hathaway in 2001. And the reason why my ex-husband was so good at his job was he was an IT guy. And Mytech software was all Microsoft based. And so his boss was Warren Buffett. And why Warren Buffett wouldn't fire him or anyone else who were Trump supporters is because Warren Buffett is a Trump supporter. He's Illuminati. He's a Freemason. And so why he would target us, along with all these other multimedia billionaires like Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, Sergey Brin, it's because they're all on the island. And my husband is very hungry. And he was reminded, because of all the mosquitoes in Sarasota, about the evilness that he and I experienced 2022 before Hurricane Ian hit. And there was that kidnapping that we helped thwart. It was planned by my ex-husband and his sister, Pinky Jean. And one of the things she did to make Derek look like he was cheating on me was forced him to write a pickup line on the back of his business card, threatening that she was going to kill my daughter if he didn't write what she told him to. And how Miss Amy fit into that was she was feeding us information from my ex-husband that was bad and my mother-in-law, and she claimed that she had sent a letter about my inheritance to my post office box, the one where I had staged the protest, believing that my ex-husband was tampering with my mail, which he was. But what I realized was that Miss Amy was working for Donald Trump. She was a paralegal working for Goodman McGuffey that had represented Donald Trump in many cases, including the Stormy Daniels case, and E. Jean Carroll. And God bless that woman, she got every penny, finally, of what Don the Con was forced to pay her. And God said, it's time for my justice. And I don't even need to take it to court. Because what I see is that my husband is still being held hostage by the Department of Corrections. Marceno in the jail. His number ends in 666, is registered with his crooked probation officer, and all of his messages and calls are still being screened and hacked. And he can't get a job to save his life because he has a criminal record, and he can't get his driver's license back. See, because the way the devil works is the devil deprives you of everything they know brings you joy, because they don't want you to do God's work. They want you to be homeless. They want you to be forced to relive your life of fear. And remember the traumatizing fuck shit they bring your way. For example, how we helped an agent by the name of Teresa Jackson thwart a planned kidnapping of a 10-year-old girl in Sarasota off a park bench just down the road from the Sarasota Flamingo Museum Park, whatever it was called. September of 2022. And she wasn't the only fatality. Agent Jackson was smashed up against a telephone pole because she was betrayed by FBI agents at the Gateway office. And Derek, being there, homeless, is forced to relive our homeless ministry in Sarasota. So I placed a call to Miss Amy, and they said Mr. Trump needs to pay up. And I don't have time to sue him, and he doesn't want that. Because if you drag it out, you're all going to be exposed. So someone needs to go down there and find my husband and repay what you stole. I cannot save you from your own backfired spell work. I cannot save you from your own bad karma. What I can do is save my family. For those of you in Sarasota who remember our ministry, and you remember Eric and Lauren, who my ex-husband paid to come stalk me at the Hertz Arena, and you know the story about them being found dead behind a dumpster in Lehigh just a few weeks later, is true. If you knew them, if you remember us, my husband could use some words of encouragement, because the people that have been victimizing you have been victimizing children in Southwest Florida, really the world, and it's about to come to an end. So, Miss Amy, if you're alive, do the right thing. Because what my husband told me was when he called, he was already talking to your spirit, who was discouraging him from asking for help. And if you are still alive, you owe it to him. And if you're dead, you owe it to him even more.